Good morning, my dear friends and fellow alumnus. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome each one of you to the 222nd weekly webinar organized by AABN. What a milestone this is, not just in numbers, but in the spirit of consistency, community, and curiosity that has kept us coming together week after week. Your presence here today, especially on a Sunday morning, is a testament to your commitment to personal growth and meaningful engagement. In a world full of distractions, choosing to spend your time in pursuit of insight and inspiration is no small thing, and we truly appreciate that. Over the past 5+ years, AABN has strived to create a space where ideas flourish, connections deepen, and stories are shared. Thanks to the marvel of digital connectivity, we have been able to bring together a diverse and vibrant community, one that thrives on learning from the lived experiences of remarkable individuals. Today, we are privileged to host one such individual, Mr. S. Ramkumar, a distinguished entrepreneur, a spiritualist, speaker, and a philanthropist. His journey is not just impressive, it is deeply meaningful. And what makes his presence even more special is that he is one of our own and alumnus of Annamalai University from the 1981 batch of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department. Mr. Ramkumar joins us today for an interactive business networking session titled The 10 Rings of Life Leadership Part 1. This is not just a talk, it's an invitation to explore leadership through a lens that blends business acumen with spiritual depth, ethical clarity, and personal transformation. His story is one of courage, conviction, and quiet strength. From standing up for mistreated workers at the cost of a prestigious job, to building a business from scratch with no capital, to mentoring others at life's crossroads, Mr. Ramkumar has consistently chosen values over convenience and purpose over profit. His work spans industries, institutions, and inner journeys. And today, we have the rare opportunity to learn from someone who leads not just with strategy but with soul. We are profoundly honored that he has taken time out of a Sunday to be with us. His presence here is a gift, and I encourage each of you to listen deeply, reflect openly, and engage wholeheartedly. So, once again, a very warm welcome to all of you, and a special welcome to Mr. Ramkumar. Let's begin this morning session with open minds and eager hearts. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Ramkumar.
Thank you, SD Gopi, and thank you, P. Shanmugam, for inviting me to this milestone of 222nd weekly webinar. It's an amazing journey what you have gone through. It's just not consistency. It has got to do a lot with passion also, because passion drives consistency. Without passion, nothing will work. Even for the second webinar, you would have found it difficult. I think the passion has driven you for a consistency and persistence and perseverance to bring about 221 speakers before me. I think it's an amazing task. Many congratulations to you, Gopi and Shanmugam. And I think the first 50 webinars, I think Mr. Kamal also was instrumental in that. I thank you, Gopi, and Shanmugam for giving me this opportunity to present my views about spirituality and religion. I hope it's going to be a good session for all of us to learn together. Let me begin my talk by this is Namaste. That is, you and I are one and the same in spirit. This is the fundamental basis of the Vedic tradition of bringing one together and understanding that we are all connected, be it a plant or an animal or a human being or anything for that matter, which is living. We are all connected. We are all living in an interdependent world. I think the life force that is giving or flowing through all of us is the same life-giving force, and that is the spiritual force. And this is spirituality, that knowing that we are all connected and oneness is the fundamental of spirituality. You and I are one and the same. I think we are living a human life. It's not like that. We are living a spiritual life with today we are as a human being. We are living a spiritual life is what I'm trying to say. Today's topic is the 10 rings of life leadership. The first 5 rings of
Sir, excuse me,
our
sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, can you make it full screen, sir?
oh my God,
Yeah, presentation.
not too good in this. Well.
uh,
How do I do
slideshow. Slideshow. Go to the tab slideshow or press F5 function.
that? Function F, control 5, is it?
F5.
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 Not going.
No, you can say Alt F5, Alt F5, ALT Alt F5,
All in one go.
Alt 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 F5,
Alt F.
F5 together.
It's not going, yeah.
Ramkumar, we spoke about this yesterday. Go to that icon on the lower bottom.
There is a sign down, cup sign. Press it, cup sign. Down.
There's an
Right.
icon.
Got it. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm
Excellent.
I'm not.
No, very good, very good.
I'm sorry.
Very good.
I have
Excellent.
to learn a lot is what I think this is fundamentally teaching me. And so I present this 10 rings of life leadership. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Very
Okay,
good,
fine.
very good.
Yes. Okay.
Very good.
We will talk about the 10 rings of life leadership. And here I'll be presenting the first 5 rings as the inner engineering and the last outer 5 rings as the outer engineering, as I would reckon here, as my understanding says. It is my 10 rings of life leadership, and don't anyone has to comprehend that it is the 10 rings of life leadership. It is not my commandment. It is not everybody's commandment. It is just my way of looking at things. It might not be the right way of approach also. I just leave it to you for you to comprehend what this is all about. See, everything begins with the spirituality. We are born only with a spirit within us, and this spirit is going to enliven us through our life until the last breath. Our spirituality or the spiritual force will remain with us. This is spirituality and the spiritual force. Then we move on to the body and senses, then the mind and emotions, then the intellect, and our relationships, our financial independence, our ways to handle stress, our retirement and leaving a legacy, and our old age and death. See, these are the 10 different rings reckoned as most useful thing. Everybody can perhaps look into this as a consideration. And today we will be speaking only about the spiritual energy and the spirituality. These two things only we will be talking about. How to, what is spirituality? What is religion? What is God? And what is spiritual awakening? Then what is meditation, and how to reach the first that is God, which is formless. All those things I think we'll be talking about. So let's move on. So some of the topics we'll be talking about is who is God, why meditation, what is religion, what is existential aloneness, what is spiritual evolution, how to increase energy levels, and stories on spirituality. See, I'll just tell you a small incident which happened in Albert Einstein's life, which has got nothing to do with our spirituality. I'm just telling my perspective as to how I relate myself as with respect to the entire world. See, Albert Einstein was a great scientist of the yesteryears during 1990s, 1915, 1918, like that. And he was famous for his invention of law of photoelectric effect and law of relativity. And he won the Nobel Prize in the year 1921. So he was invited to give talks in various places, not only in Germany, but in other places like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, everywhere, England, everywhere he was given to talk. So he went with his driver to all the places, and every place was connected by road. So he went to all the places and then gave talks to in front of so many people and so in front of so many scientists. He gave a talk. His driver accompanied him. His driver's name is Harry. Harry accompanied him to all the places where Mr. Einstein, Dr. Einstein, gave a talk. So he was disinterested and he was sitting in the back row. And then he found that Einstein was talking the same thing again and again and again and again. He had got used to Albert Einstein's talk, the way his approach, the lines, the paragraphs, all those things sunk into him. So much so that he almost understood, he almost thought that he could replicate what Einstein was able to talk. He will also be able to talk. So one day he requested Einstein on the way to a program that we will swap places. I will be Einstein and you be the driver. You sit in the back and you sit in the front as a driver and I'll sit in the back. So they went to the next place where the program was to take place, and then the driver was introduced as Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein, the driver Harry, gave a superb talk in front of all the people. And now came the question and answer session. And during the question and answer session, somebody asked a question which Harry didn't understand one bit. So he said, this is such a simple question that my driver there sitting there in the back row, he will answer this question. So my place in the society, my place is just like that of a driver, Harry. And I'm here as a speck of dust trying to tell you what I have learned in all my years. So this is where I stand. I wanted to tell you that. So with this, we go to the my teachers. I would show you my teachers, who are Swami Gautamananda, the president of Ramakrishna Mutt. When I met him first in 2010, he was vice president here sitting in Chennai. He has now become the president of Ramakrishna Mutt, Belur Mutt, there in Calcutta. And Radha Banier, former president of the Theosophical Society, who actually inspired me into this spirituality and made me join the Theosophical Society. My action took place, or my decision process took place only 1 minute to join the Theosophical Society, leaving my lucrative business, which I had run for about 30 years or so. And the Dutch-born Buddhist monk Olande Ananda, he has also been a guide for me with respect to meditation. He is from Netherlands, and for the last 50 years, he has been a monk in Sri Lanka. And every year he comes and he's in constant touch with me, and he asks me so many questions, and we have a lot of chat together. So he has been instrumental in my learning a lot about meditation and mindfulness. Mahathir, as you might all be knowing, I did the interiors of his office, and that is why I know him. That was in 2001. They called me, instead of I going there, they called me to do interiors, and I joined the course also. I did the interior work, as well as in evenings I go for the classes. So that way I became a sort of disciple for Mahathir. He used to be called as Rangarajan those days, Rajan to me. And today also he is my friend, philosopher, and guide. He has taught me about life and living. He has taught me about so many things, about meditation, about mindfulness, about living a value-based life, and so many things. And he is, as Gopi was saying about the consistency, Rajan means consistent, Rajan means commitment, and Rajan means knowledge, Rajan means so many things you can say, all the positive things about anyone. And the next one is Mr. Anup Jaiswal, who was the former Director General of Police. He has been a super inspiration for me for the last, say, about 15 years or so. He has worked under 4 prime ministers, and he's a very, very close friend of mine. In fact, I would rather say that he's my best friend, because I confide in him all whatever doubts I have, and he clarifies me in one sentence. He'll clarify my doubt. Well, my doubt would have been running into 500 words. He'll just say one sentence and finish my thing off. So that kind of clarity and his knowledge and his compassion as working as a superintendent of police back in the 1970s as a SP of Tuticorin. His book called Tuticorin is so famous, it's a popular bestseller. I've learned so much from him. He retired as a DGP of Tamil Nadu, and before that, he was in the intelligence of Indian intelligence, and he has been with Nelson Mandela for about 1 week. Totally, he was taking care of the security of Nelson Mandela, and of course, you would have seen that he has shared so much. He would have got so much insights from Nelson Mandela. He has told me a lot of stories about his encounter or meeting with Nelson Mandela. And next one is Dr. Chittaranjan Satpathy, who has come from a very, very small village in Orissa. And he grew up and he has become one of the topmost IRS officials and who has had 5 masters and 1 PhD. And what a great man. Knowledge means, I think one has to actually bow down their head to Dr. Chittaranjan Satpathy and his wife, Mrs. Kusum Satpathy, who is no more now. I have been associated with them for a long time. And finally, he retired as a former judge of customs and service tax. I still maintain contact with him on an almost everyday basis. These are my teachers. I owe my sincere gratitude and thanks for bringing me up to this platform where I'm able to talk to a few hundred people. Thank you so much. See, life transformation. Somebody was asking me yesterday. Somebody was asking me who teaches a lot about Gita and all. She told me that she teaches Gita, and she's in the 18th chapter and been teaching Gita on Tuesdays and Thursdays for about 5 years now. See, my exposure to spirituality, why I'm qualified to be here, sitting in this place, giving talk to you is understanding spirituality is something which I would reckon as the life transformation is the primary aspect of spirituality. See, we all didn't grow up into a human being right from day one. There has been a lot of stages from mineral age to from the Big Bang to the mineral age to the plant age to the animal age and the ape man age and all that. And now we are become a human being, a full-fledged human being with all the 6 senses, 5 plus 1, the factor of discrimination. Now, the discrimination factor is somewhat 10% in some people, some people have 90%, but still we are half man and half animal only because we cannot reckon ourselves as 100% human being. We are a work in progress, definitely. We are 50% animal, 50% man. Sometimes we are 100% animal, 0% man. So it all depends on situational circumstances. And the aim and the primary aspect of everyone is to aspire to grow into a God state. Gods were all human beings only. That because God had all the qualities of being a good person, they became God. We are also gods in disguise. That's what J. Krishnamurti says, as we are all sparks of the same fire. See, this is the root one has to understand, and I'm taking this full session only for spirituality because if the spiritual grounding is good, if the understanding about spirituality is good, I think we have made almost 50% in life. They are the roots. In 2001, I got introduced to Mahatria of Infinite Thoughts, and I wrote articles there for his Frozen Thoughts and then Infinite Thoughts and about life and living, meditation, values, etc. And 2010, I quit commercials totally when I met Mrs. Radha Baner and joined the Theosophical Society and Ramakrishna Mutt almost at the same time. Ramakrishna Mutt, I've been a volunteer for almost 15 years now, and I have done most of their works, the bookshops after 2010. The bookshop, the 3D theater, the 4D theater, their shoe shed, then the place where they keep their flowers and vegetables, a DH plant and AC plant, and their library. And I was doing proofreading also for them at some point when there was a need very quickly. In 2010 to 20, I've been with most of the monks. Most of the time, I used to be spending time only in the Theosophical Society or Ramakrishna Mutt, or both here and there, here and there. In between, I come home for lunch and things like that. And with the monks, I have been most of the time, so that a lot of people have jokingly said that I am a monk wearing pant and shirt. So this is what I have moved with all the monks, and so much so, they are into all sorts of yoga. That is, they do mantra yoga, japa yoga, they do raja yoga, they do karma yoga. They are all into some activity or the other. Someone is taking care of the kitchen, someone is taking care of the library, someone is taking care of the dispensary, someone is taking care of the bookshop, someone is taking care of the 3D theater, someone is taking care of the garden. Everyone is engaged. That is karma yoga. That is surrendering all the fruits of action to God and doing work in a the selfless spirit is karma yoga. And japa yoga, they chant the names of their Ishta Devata. And they do Raja yoga, they do meditation, they do Bhakti yoga is something which every day, every month, they have a Mangala Aarti at 6:30 in the evening, and morning 5 o'clock, they have a Mangala Aarti. So everything, all the 4 yogas they follow, along with this Ashtanga yoga, which is not said, but which is something which they have all the traits. And then 2001 to 25, I've read a number of spiritual books. And I myself have written one book, The Essence of Spirituality, which is available on Amazon. 2010 till now, I've been practicing Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga is 8. Ashta means 8. So 8 parts to yoga. Yoga means oneness, the one with God. Yoga means to yoke. The yoke meaning that is oneness with God through yoga. And it's not just not sitting in a place and meditating or going to the mountains or hiding inside a cave or something like that. It's not there's yoga or spirituality or whatever it is. Anyone can reckon. That is, you need to follow a lot of things to reach to that meditation stage. People say, come, let's do meditation. I have 10 to 10, 15 time. Let's do meditation. No, it doesn't work like that. What do you do? What do you think? What will you do when you sit in a seat of meditation? What will you think about? Will not thoughts run through your mind about what you are going to have for coffee or tea, or what did you have for lunch, and all the thoughts only. People don't know what is meditation. Meditation is a long process. You need to understand the fundamentals before sitting into the seat of meditation. Meditation doesn't happen just like that. You need to cleanse yourself, purify yourself before doing this meditation process. And meditation on what? Meditation on God is so important. Meditation on the whole. If you're an atheist also, it's no problem at all. If you're an atheist or if you're an agnostic or if you're a theist, I think one should think about a larger perspective. And since we are unable to visualize a larger perspective, we have some image in mind. Some image or of Rama, Krishna, or Sai Baba, or Ramakrishna, or Jesus, or Allah, or any God for that matter. Since we are unable to conceptualize those people in pictures in our mind's eye, so we have a God in front of us, our Ishta Devata. It could be anyone. So that is what. And I'm writing a book about the 10 rings of life leadership, the topic for today, which I've taken now. So that will be my next book, which will be coming out maybe in another 2, 3, 4 months roughly. Existential aloneness. See, all our unhappiness comes from our inability to be alone. That is the most important thing. If you're able to be happy being all by yourself without your gadgets, without your relatives, without your friends, without anybody, just like trees standing in a forest. I think people largely go to a hill station or a resort or a forest or something just to see the trees without knowing what they're seeing. They see things, trees that are still rooted. They are connected. They don't move. That is, trees don't move. The leaves move. The trees don't move at all. The stillness is what I think matters a lot. All our unhappiness comes from our inability to be alone. That is a very, very important sentence for today's session. If you're able to be by yourself without a cell phone for a few minutes, or without your friends, relatives, and anybody else for a long period of time, I think you can pat yourself on the back and say that, boss, I'm successful. The truth is, even if you can feel one with everybody, I'm feeling one with everybody, but I'm not a part of anybody. I came alone into this planet through my mother's body in a hospital, and then I'm going away to I'm going to die at some point of time or the other. Anything that is born has to die at some point of time. The life goes on. The life is eternal. the spiritual energy along with our subconscious mind, that is eternal. That will go on for more number of births and all that, according to Hindu, Buddhist, and Jainism philosophy. But but I think in this life, or a span of 60, 80 years, we should learn to be alone. If you're able to live alone, I think that is the most successful thing one can ever think of. See, we join in, that is, our birth is supposed to be where we are getting into a train. Assume that we get into a compartment of a train. So we get into that. So the journey is having a lot of stations. The journey comprises of a number of stations, and some of them, your relatives will join, your friends will join, and your brothers might join, sisters might join. There are so many people who will come along with you in the next station, next station, next station, like that. But you will be relating with them, you will be talking to them, you will be very close with them, you will get connected with them, you will be very, very possessive about them, all that stuff, everything is fine. But at the end of the day, a part of you will always be alone. That is something one has to really understand, because we came alone and we are going alone. Nobody will come with you once you are dead. Everybody will just go away, and whatever possessions you have taken into account so far is just done and dusted with. So learning to be alone is one of the most important things one should learn, and that is the fundamental of spirituality. Being still, be still and know that your God is a very famous saying of Jesus. I think if one is able to sit still, the success will come rolling under your feet. This is something which I have seen myself, because I have practiced aloneness and I have been alone most of the time. When I'm not reading books, I just simply keep quiet. And sometimes I have the bad habit of switching into phones and doing something or the other. But at the back of my mind, I know that what I'm doing is all not correct. So I follow my friend Rajendran in this matter, 1984 Rajendran, who checks his phone once an hour. He has a habit of checking his phone once an hour. So all the WhatsApp or mails, something like that, he handles in an hour. So everything, nothing will go wrong. A missed call, he will handle it after 1 hour. I think this existential aloneness, I think, is the fundamental key towards your happiness. With this, we move on to a BMI chart prepared by Swami Chinmayananda to explain our station in life. Om is a Hindu symbol. Other religions can consider this as Amin in Islam or Amen in Christianity. See, I am denoting what Swami Chinmayananda has denoted. This is supreme consciousness. It could be, it is a primordial spirit, I would say. This primordial spirit, Om, expresses through the vasanas, that is, the vasanas or conditioned experience, that is the tendencies of people developed over the years. And the vasanas have to totally perish for you to become one with the whole. It is divided into 3 columns: BMI, PFT, and OET. See, there are equipments in the body. There are, I'll just summarize it in 3 sentences. BMI, or the equipment in the body. The equipment of the car is or the engine, the carburetor, the pumping thing, whatever. And finally, there is a steering and there is a driver behind it. Now, the gas drives the car. Gas is the Om or Amin or Amen. Gas is the consciousness, the spiritual energy which will flow through the equipment and the fields of experience, that is the object of experience, that is called OET, that is objects, emotions, and thoughts. And when the body perceives, the mind feels, and the intellect thinks. These are the 3 things which one has to understand. Body is the perceiving thing through the 5 senses, and the mind is a flow of thoughts. Mind feels and thinks and all that. And the intellect, is as a thinking individual, as a discriminating individual. Intellect is discrimination, I would say. So these are the three equipments in the body. And only when this Om is there, that is the supreme power is there, the transcendental power is there, will it be able to actuate the body, mind, or the intellect so that it can perceive, feel, and think about the objects, emotions, and thoughts, that is the object of experience. And this PFT is your individualized ego. Is an individualized ego. That is, you are the perceiver when it comes to the body. You are the feeler when it comes to the mind. You are a thinker when it comes to your experience. So the body, mind, and intellect, the first row, are the equipment of your total body. And your body is so gross. Phosphorus, potassium, and calcium are your body. And the five elements, of course. The mind is more subtle than the body. Body is so gross. We give so much importance to that. Body is so gross. Mind is a little subtler. And intellect, of course, is more subtle. The discriminative ability in everyone is more subtle. And so this is the distinguishing factor. And everything is actuated or everything is energized by this Om or the supreme consciousness. And so this is, and the finally, the two sentences I would like to say here are the perceiver, the feeler, the thinker, that is the jiva, that is your personalized ego, that the only point it tries to do is to make itself very happy. That is your autobiography. That is the perceiver, feeler, thinker, which uses the body and looks at the objects, or uses the mind to feel its emotions, or uses the intellect to have its thoughts, to have the thoughts. I think this PFT is the jiva, that is the action of experience, the individualized ego. This is your autobiography. If the PFT, the individualized ego, wants to be happy all the time. That's all. This is the BMI chart prepared by Swami Chinmayananda to explain life in a very, 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 very simple way. Yeah, the equipment, the ego, the false self, the fields, and we are the subtle impression, seeds of desire, and Om is the transcendental pure consciousness. I hope I have made myself clear. In a short time, I think I can explain only this much, but if there are any question and answers, definitely I'll be able to answer, because these two are very important. The first two slides which I have made, about BMI chart and the existential aloneness are very important things, as well as the other things which are also going to come now. See, unlike other washing machines or anything for that matter, a television or a Dell computer or a Samsung telephone, they all come with a user manual. We don't come with a user manual, so we don't know what is what. I'm saying something, somebody is telling something, there are so many gurus, there are so many teachers, there are so many people, we don't come with the proper user manual. So that is a big problem for all of us. So what happens is, since we don't come with the user manual, whatever people say is all will we take, because our parents say something, our teachers say something, our friends say something else, my friend's father says something else. We are all conditioned by those people who come along our way. This user manual thing, since we don't have, we go with the Sangha, we go with our teachers, we go with our parents. So we have to be a little lucky and carefully choose whom we deal with and who is the Sangha whom we associate with. See, when we are born, I'll just go to the next slide. Today's topics, of course, our spirituality and how to increase our energy levels. I wanted to say something else. I'll just go. Okay, I'll just tell the meaning of spirituality. Swami Sarvapriyananda of Ramakrishna Mutt, New York, I am a great fan of his because he talks extensively, all a short video. Make a note of his name. You check it out. He speaks enormously about all the finer aspects of spirituality. in his in his own style, he says spirituality is very simple. When you close your eyes, you should be at peace. See, mind is generating about 60,000 thoughts every day. If you were to entertain all the 60,000 thoughts, you will go bonkers. So he says, if you close your eyes, you should be at peace. That if you are able to be at peace with yourself, you can consider yourself to be God, actually speaking. The other one is, and if you open, when you open your eyes, you should consider whom else you can serve. These two are the factors Swami Sarvapriyananda of Ramakrishna at New York said when talking about or saying about the meaning of spirituality in just two sentences. When you close your eyes, you should be at peace. When you open your eyes, you should think whom else you can serve. This is spirituality, finally. It's not earning money and doing this and buying this apartment and going by car and all that. You can do all that stuff. But if you do this also, I think if you earn all your money and then if you are able to be at peace, peace and success normally you don't see much. See, you should consider Lord Janaka of the Ramayana. Janaka was a Raja Rishi. He was both the Raja and the Rishi. It is very difficult, as Jesus says, a camel can enter into an eye of a needle, but a rich man can never go to the kingdom of God. Is something Jesus told. It's very difficult keeping money in one side and then having spirituality on the other side. It's a little difficult to integrate both of them. But it doesn't mean that one has to run into the forest, but it is a possibility that you can be both a materialistic person having a spiritual bent of mind. I think that goes hand in hand. To me, spirituality is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. This is my definition of it. And Gurudev Sadhu Vaswani is another person whom I admire very much. He says man is essentially the soul and spirituality is the foundation of a balanced life. The reason why we are talking about this in this topic, in this session, is that we need to live a balanced life, and spirituality, because spirituality includes all the positive things: happy, enthusiasm, cheerfulness, helping, silence, clarity. All those things come only with spiritual. If you are a spiritual person, you will get all the other things as a byproduct. What is spirituality? See, in Annie Besant wrote when she was working with the Theosophical Society, when she was president, as "O hidden life, vibrant in every atom, O hidden light, shining in every creature, O hidden love, embracing all in oneness, may each who feels himself as one with thee," thee means God, "know he is also there with every other." If you understand this, just take a screenshot or maybe you can see it in the YouTube video. This is written by Annie Besant way back, just about 100 years ago. This is the prayer of our Theosophical Society, and this is the universal prayer for oneness. What else can spirituality be better defined as? This is the ultimate in spirituality because it covers every aspect of it. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all as oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also there with every other. So we are living an interconnected life. We, the plants, the animals, the sky, the earth, the water, everything is connected some way or the other. The same life-giving force is available to the plants as well as animals. This alone is... What is religion? You are in a world of thoughts, so you can't embrace the divine. Hence, religions objectified a symbol to represent this infinite truth, to embrace the divine. They are like icons on the computer screen. That which helps me to the seat of meditation is my religion. Religion to spirituality is possible. Spirituality to religion, I don't think that is the way. I think it is. I think that is not the way. To me, I can say religion is like this. You are in a world of thoughts. Why religion? So you can't embrace the divine. Hence, religions objectified a symbol to represent that infinite truth to embrace the divine. The word religerate means that which helps me to again find my origin. That is my religion. That which helps me to the seat of meditation is my religion. The objectified symbol is Jesus Christ, Krishna, Buddha, Allah. They are all objectified symbols of God. The objectified symbol of Abba was Jesus Christ. The objectified symbol of Narayana was Krishna. The objectified symbol was Jesus Christ for Mother Teresa. The objectified symbol of Allah for Muhammad was Allah. You need an objective symbol that you can embrace, that is your Ishta Devata, so that you can lose yourself to it. And the God to me, and as far as I've learned from Mahatria, is we can call it as, for lack of words, we can call it as the first. First is God. The first you can experience only if you can give yourself to something or somebody. One of the two is required. Chanting is handing over to something like Gayatri or Ram or Jesus Christ or Allah or any God for that matter. Bhakti is handing over to someone. In order to dissolve into the divine cosmic presence, you need an objectified symbol to which you can dissolve. Many to one is required if you have to move from one to none. That one can be your Christ or Namaz or Krishna or Buddha. If you reach the one, you can reach the none. It is like pole vault. You take the vault and then push it up with all your strength and all the bamboo's flexibility. You climb up, and then when you go to that height of, say, about 7 meters or 7.5 meters, you leave the pole and then you jump to the other side. So when you reach the height, you drop the pole and transcend. So that is the whole point. Religion is there to embrace the divine uh, through various icons, that is various gods, because we cannot objectify the whole, so that we are giving a name, a form, or a direction or something, so that we will be able to go through that. An icon in the computer screen is something which you can think of as a small metaphor. See, these are the icons: Om, church, and then sun temple, and then Tao, Allah, Buddha, the Zoroastrian. There are so many icons here like this. And these are the gods. So who is God is the other factor. Who is God? Exploring the concept of God. I'll tell you, all religions say that God is not a person, but a formless presence. We are unable to objectify God in that state, so that we are giving some kind of a pictorial definition or a photograph of gods we keep in front, because we cannot objectify God, because God is a formless presence. It is, we have a God with form, we have a formless God also. If there is a creation, there has to be a creator. That is something which we all understand, because the universe developed about 14.6 billion years ago, and then the earth developed about, say, 4.5 billion years ago. So God, the photos we have here are those people who were born only much after that, 0.6 billion years, where the life form started beginning. So I think if there is a creation, there has to be a creator. We may call it as God or spirit, transcendental reality, consciousness, anything we can call. The enlivening force, the spiritual energy, the essence, and so on. God or anything we call that energy is formless. Formless gives rise to form. For every life present, see, we have a life, I have a spirit. If I don't have my spirit in place, I will be dropping dead here, right now, here and now. For every life present anywhere in our planet, there has to be a formless component, whether it's a plant or an animal or a human being. That formless presence is definitely will have to be there. The formless presence drives the formless components to keep it alive. In the presence of the formless, all the forms function. If the formless is not there, the form perishes. So we will take science to establish this truth. So, no, I don't want to go into all that. I'll just say, the first is God. The first means the beginning of beginnings of beginnings of beginnings. We don't know, even our grandfathers. Our grandfather's grandfather, we don't know. We all believe that these people came through this lineage and all. So, the first which came into this universe or earth, the first is God. If there is a creation, there has to be a creator. Effect is nothing but cause in a different form, a different manifestation. The creator is embedded in a different form in the creation. God created the human beings in his own message. It means that in every jivatma, that is the individual soul, some paramatma is deposited. Aham Brahmasmi, or I am God, is the culture of this land, Bharat, which says that everything is to be worshipped. So worship thyself, worship the moon, sun, parents, children, spouse, relatives, friends, stone, cow, lion, buffalo, elephant, and everything. In Hinduism, they say there are more gods than people. We are all sparks of the same fire, said J. Krishnamurti, one of the greatest philosophers. In every form, the formless is present. Only in the presence of the formless, the form functions, otherwise not. The first is God. The second is thought. The unit of time that's perhaps why it's called the second. First is God. The first is God. The second is thought. The unit of time that's perhaps why it is called as the second. The first, there is no time, no space, but only God. So how to reach the first? It is through yoga. Yoga is in this context means union with God. And meditation is a process of taking you to the first, which is without a thought. So that helps you dissolve into the divine. Meditation is the process by means of which you go and get dissolved into the divine. The first is truth. The first is love. The first is beyond time, beyond distance. God's essence transcends human understanding. Definitely, we don't comprehend God, definitely, for sure. We all say nobody has seen, but it's a formless presence everywhere, and life works on a cause and effect principle, that is for sure. God's essence transcends human understanding, yet God's presence permeates everything. He is both with form, although remaining formless. And faith is the bridge connecting our limited self-ego with the formless God. This is all about God. God is the ultimate. The pictures are all icons. The pictures are all depicting God. So these are all windows through which you reach the ultimate formless God. We are unable to conceptualize God in a formless way, so that we give form to the formless to go where we want to go, to reach God. The difference between spirituality and religion. I have written 10 points. Spirituality, it's individualized because the spiritual means spiritual is subjective. Religion is objective. Spirituality is you talk about yourself, me. That's all. Because only you are connected with that. You can't suffer from your neighbor's cancer. You can't be happy because that fellow got married or something like that. You can't share the whole thing totally. You have to that is embrace your sickness or your happiness all by yourself only. Spirituality is extremely subjective. So these are all some of the points I've written here. Belief that divine is within all. We are all sparks of the same fire, J. Krishnamurti said, and that is true. For every jivatma, there is a Paramatma that is deposited. So the big fire is there, or a big ocean is there, we are a drop of water, another drop of water, another drop of water. We are all part of the whole. So we are all gods in disguise. Aham Brahmasmi, or that thou art that. In Christianity, they say thou art that. You are God. So in every religion, you are God. You are God in disguise, is what I think one needs to understand. So the first point here is the belief that the divine is within all. Here, belief is that there is a superhuman powers outside of you in an idol or in a place of worship or the creator of the universe, like that. It is outside. God is inside of you as far as spirituality is concerned. God is outside of you as well as religion is concerned. This is one of the primary difference. And you have a personal belief about God. Value systems are personal. Here it is dictated belief, conditioned mind. See, you have to be like this. If you are this religion, you have to be like this. You have to be like that. You have to do this on a Tuesday. You have to do this on a Friday. You have to do this on a Sunday. No, it's not like that. This is based on your personal beliefs. God is inside, God is outside. And people's inherent goodness. And here it is people's inherent sinfulness. That anyway, here it is spiritual development, that is worship, authentic self, and somebody tells you how you should be. You should wear this uniform, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. Belongs to dogmatic era. Here it is joyous living. Here you follow what he says. If he says attention, you'll have to stand in attention. If he tells you to run, you'll have to run. All that. Now I'm telling you a very crude example, but nevertheless, a little bit of that only, because you're being conditioned by somebody else's belief. It's not your belief. And here, science and spiritual law based. Here, this operates on faith. Faith comes in spirituality also, because without faith in both spirituality and religion, faith is a very important connecting link between you and God, because faith is the invisible thing which makes you get connected with God. And here, the next one is heaven is in a state of mind, present oriented. See, this minute I am all alone and I'm very happy to be alone. That's a very, very good space to be in. So I am present oriented. Heaven is a state of mind. Here in worship, you say heaven is a place. How can you go here? When you get burnt or when you get buried, how can you go to heaven or hell? It is just that is the state of mind where you are in at this point of time. That is present oriented. Heaven is a state of mind. My mind is in utopia. People say in Shakespeare writings and all, they say my mind is in utopia. So which means that it is present oriented. Heaven is just a state of mind. It's not a place to go where you reach finally at your destination or something like that. It's not that. And human relationships are very important here. Interrelationships, that is between you and your parents, your friends, your sons, your daughters, everything. And intra-relationship, it is the relationship I have with myself, is extremely important. Here, religion, it's all brick and mortar, places of worship, idols, and this and that and all that. So there is a fundamental difference between spirituality, which is subjective, and religion, which turns out to other people as a group they observe. And religion finally leads you to spirituality. It's not the other way around. Both are important, because this is, I think it is where you begin from. Finally, you go to spirituality only, finally to reach the ultimate. Because every life, every spark of human life is all self. It is all subjective. You do things alone. You only suffer from your disease. You only enjoy the fruits of your karma, all that. So it means that it is purely your own experiences that will determine, due to the causation effect, cause and effect, it will take you to where you want to go. Spirituality is the final destination. Religion is a pathway. Spiritual qualities that a person can have are compassion. So important. Compassion. Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, everybody who is not compassionate. Compassion is the first important thing. You have to feel for others. Empathy, love, inner peace. and a sense of connection to something larger than themselves. You need to be connected with something larger than yourself. Even if you're an atheist, well, believe in some of your principles. That doesn't matter. But some connection has got to be there, much larger than yourself. That should be a vision. Other qualities are positive thinking, humility, sincerity, gratitude, forgiveness, selfless service, understanding the meaning and purpose. These are all some of the qualities, spiritual qualities that a person can have. Yesterday, someone asked me, so what is it you will get by me by being spiritual? I said, by being spiritual, if you embody all these qualities, will you not be at peace? Finally, the goal of every goal is to be at peace. Nothing else. Happiness, inner joy. Happiness comes from outside. That's another question people always ask. Happiness comes from outside. I buy a Mercedes car, E350, then E550, then E250, something, 2500, everything. But finally, the joy when you help somebody, when you help a dog cross the road, or when you help a blind man cross the road, or when you do something very, very good for you, get an admission for somebody in LKG. In fact, getting into LKG these days are more difficult than getting into IAS. So getting a person's small daughter or son, getting admitted them into an LKG in a prestigious school or something, I think those things you consider it as joy. Oh my God, somebody is talking so loud. Can you mute it? Okay. Can you mute it? Yeah. Other qualities are positive thinking, humility, sincerity, forgiveness, gratitude, selfless service, understanding the meaning and purpose. Advantages of spiritually aligned. A sense of, oh my God. A sense of clarity will be there. See, when you're spiritually aligned, a sense of clarity will be there. Clarity is power, confusion is weakness, and you will be enormously aware of, spiritually aware of what is happening around. See, Bruce Lee and all our heroes in our Tamil cinemas are, they talk about awareness. Somebody is coming from the back, our hero will see it. Even though he doesn't have eyes in the back, he sees it. That is awareness. Actually, it doesn't happen like that. He will get hit very badly. But nevertheless, awareness is something which goes all around. It goes all around. And if you're that is connected to yourself, that is the interrelationship you have with yourself. If you're aware of your surroundings, if you're aware of yourself, that interrelationship, if you have that sense of awareness increases, and if you love everybody on this planet, all the living beings in this planet, including animals and plants and mosquitoes and everything, the sense of awareness will grow so much that your love for it grows, and your awareness also grows like anything. And awareness links it to clarity, and clarity leads you to peace. And then again, it comes to sense of peace and purpose, sense of balance and harmony. What else is required? Harmony is the most important thing. In fact, one of my friends was going through a very bad patch, and there was acrimony inside the house. And then the husband was shouting at his wife was shouting back, the children are watching. And then they came to me. I said, there is only one thing. There should be a reminder thing which should be stuck on the walls of your house. It should say in every room, whatever happens, the harmony inside the house should not be disturbed. I think they made it, and I don't know whether they are at peace at this point of time or not, but nevertheless, they didn't come back to me. It's something which I'm reinforced with the idea that they are doing better now. So the sense of balance, because you can't say like that in joy, and then like this in times of this thing. I think a balance, sthita prajna is the word which they use in Sanskrit, and equipoise is another word used in English for depicting this balance and harmony. And a sense of deeper connection to life. If you're connected to the life, if you're the core of your being, which is nothing but a dot, that formless, if you're connected to life, because everything is connected, you will get that intuition factor. You get that intuition. Hey, I have a gut feeling. That is you're connected. That is you're connected because everything is connected. Life is all about energy and information. We are connected to the life force. Our thing, our small stream, the brooklet here is connected to the ocean somewhere else. And that is possible if you are a spiritual person. And it reduces worries, anxiety, stress, managing uncertainties. Uncertainty is one killing factor because we don't know what will happen next day, next minute. We don't know what will happen. So anything will happen. The good will happen, bad will happen, something, nothing will happen. So we should be prepared for managing uncertainties, and that uncertainty can be managed if we are a spiritually aligned person. That is, your mind is the most important tool, which if it is organized and well tamed like that of an elephant, which will not move even if there is no chain attached to the elephant, it thinks that the chain is attached and it doesn't move at all. So we need to manage uncertainties, and this can be done if you're a spiritually aligned person. This I wanted to say in the beginning itself. See, when the protoplasm and the egg comes into making a fertilized egg inside the body of the mother. And this fertilized egg is a single cell egg. And then it goes to becoming what happens in a woman's body is what I'm trying to say. And the issue of the mind factor, which I'm going to tell about now. So that is why I made this slide. So this is a fertilized egg, a drop of spermatozoa, and then the egg together makes it a fertilized egg. And then it comes to a 2-cell stage, and then it comes into a 4-cell stage, and then 8-cell. It multiplies and multiplies, and then it becomes a blastocyst, and then it settles itself on the vagina of the woman. And then in 5 weeks, it becomes a fetus. It is called as a fetus until it's about 10 weeks old, and then 20 weeks old, and then a 40 weeks old fetus. And then after that, it becomes an embryo, and then it becomes a child. And then at about 270 days, the child is born. When the child is born, until the child was born, it was in a state of deep meditation, a thoughtless state. It was deeply at peace with itself. And then once it came out of the body, it started crying. And then slowly, as the days go, it recognizes its mother, and then it recognizes the father, the sibling, everything. And then slowly, they give you toys, a small doll, a small car, a small something which makes noise like that. And then slowly it hears, it sees, it smells, it tastes, and then it touches. All the 5 senses are active now. Now the mind is formed. The mind is formed. The mind means all the flow of thoughts, and then it's able to perceive through the eyes, and then hear through the ears, smell through the nose, touch through its hands, and then taste through the tongue. All the 5 senses are into operation now. Now, the mind has now become active. Now it's able to decipher things by perceiving the world from outside. And then it starts perceiving things. And then the mind is formed. Now, because of the vasanas prevalent, because in Hindu philosophy, they say it is the vasanas which gives, that is, it decides where you are born. To exhaust your vasanas is the purpose of life itself. Once you are without vasanas, you won't be born again. Until that one, you are born again and again and again and again. So the vasanas have to be exhausted. So those vasanas, carried away vasanas, make you get born into such a family, such a parent, such an environment, such a religion. To exhaust your vasanas is what life is all about. So now the child now sees, hears, tastes, touches, all those things, and then the mind starts now assimilating facts, and then it starts comparing, it starts doing things, and then it slowly becomes big, and the impressions are deeper and deeper, and then the girl child plays with dolls, the boys play with cars, and then some of them are kinesthetically intelligent, some of them become dancers, all that stuff. They move on, and then they move into college, they move into everything. They do everything, keep a lot of things from outside keeps you happy, but there is something small going on in our mind, especially for those of us who are actually reaching 50 or 60 or 65. I'm 67 now. So roughly, what happens is people, or generally a lot of people who become, say, 45 when they have reached that peak. 40, 45 is the peak when people reach roughly in their life, and then it plateaus, and then maybe they might become managing director of a company or something like that. Now, then there is something gnawing in our mind. See, we have got 4 cars, we have got 5 bungalows, we have got 2 helicopters, we have got 1 fighter jet, we have got 1 BMW, everything we have got, but something is missing. Something is missing. Something is missing. We keep thinking like that. Now, we need to know that we are deprived of that something called nothing. We are always wanting something. We always want something, and we always are made to think that something will make us happy, not knowing that nothingness is our nature. Nothingness is our consciousness. That is God. To feel one with God, we have to go into the state of nothingness. Nothingness, timelessness, vasanalessness is the pure consciousness, which I think one has to get into that state. And that state is possible only through yoga, and meditation is a part of yoga. Meditation is just one of the factors of, say, if you consider Ashtanga Yoga, that is one factor of dhyana, dharana, dhyana. So that way, so I'll just summarize it in one sentence. We always keep wanting more and more. Green sari, purple color suit, everything we want. But finally, end of the day, you're unhappy. So what keeps you unhappy? Actually, only one factor, that nothingness. You were in your mother's womb, you had nothing, you were very happy, you were at peace. Then the mind comes into picture, and then slowly, you will keep acquiring, accumulating all those things one by one. Finally, you are in a state wherein you don't know what exactly is that depriving factor which separates you from happiness. And that factor is this nothingness. I'll tell you a story just shortly. I think there is a slide coming up which still tells about the story which talks about nothingness. Man was in a deep meditation when he was in the mother's womb. When he was born, senses came into picture. He began to think. For an adult, he thinks about 60,000 thoughts per day. Alpha waves, or the frequency bridge between our conscious thinking and subconscious theta mind. They are known to help you calm down and promote feelings of deeper relaxation. See, supposing we oscillate, everything is frequency, everything is energy, everything is frequency. So for someone in the gamma state, enormous thinking, many thoughts, so many thoughts keep coming, so many thoughts keep coming up. That is, it's not high performance. The word is wrong, actually. I borrowed it from the net. It is high frequency of thinking. 27 hertz and things like that. If you were to take a decision at that point of time with that kind of mind frame, you will end up resulting into taking a very, very wrong, bad decision. If your thing was at gamma, at oscillating at 27 hertz, your mind frequency. The next one is beta. Beta is the normal thing what we face. Normally, when you go into the road, when you drive, or when you buy shopping, this, that, and all, you're not in a sense of calm. So you are in a beta state, which is slightly better off, but not, you can't take good decisions, like very high clarity decisions and all. You can't take when you are in 12 to 27 hertz. Definitely no way. You are alert and focused. You can drive the car well. You can teach your children. You can do small things and all in office. All the things you can do, but critical decisions you can take only if you are in an alpha state where your mind is almost at peace, and you can take high quality decisions, enormous, fantastic decisions. And this happens first thing in the morning when you don't have, when the mind is not cluttered. Our mind will be at peace, at ease. This happens in the morning. That's why a lot of people say Brahma Muhurtam, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. This is the state, this is the stage of time, this is the stage of, that is the state in which where you can take critical and beautiful solutions to everyday problems. So, and the next one, you go into the deep relaxation after, say, 1 hour of meditation, 3 hertz to 8 hertz. It's just a beautiful state. I've been into that state rarely. When you do meditation for 1 hour plus 2 hours, when you come out of it, you will feel so loving. You feel like loving a cobra. You will feel like loving an elephant, a lion. You will be in that state. I have experienced that state a few times. You feel loving. When you meditate, you will feel loving. After, when you come out of the meditation state, you'll feel loving. You will feel like saying love you so much. Like that, everybody, you will love everybody. You will keep smiling. I'm telling you very frankly and honestly, and you will be extremely alert, extremely aware of this state. Alpha itself is very, very good. And theta, my God, theta is all, unless you go into the state very often, it's very difficult. And delta is a sleeping state where you are not at all conscious. That is an unconscious or unconscious level, you can say. Deeply relaxed is the superb state. Alpha state is a beautiful state for all of us acting in the world outside. A good enough place to be in is this green color, alpha, which is operating at 8 hertz, 12 hertz. And that way you can reduce the total number of thoughts from 60,000. You make it a lot less. The clutter will be removed and you will take good decisions. And clarity is life, confusion is weakness. Advantages of doing meditation: reduces stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances awareness, increases attention span, reduces age-related memory loss, generates kindness. That's what I'm telling you. It generates love. You will feel loving. You'll feel like hugging everybody. Improves sleep, helps control pain, decreases blood pressure, reduces blood glucose levels, and inflammation. I have not written it here. Decreases inflammation. It can actually be an antidote for cancer also. No, I'm not advocating anything. You don't try anything of that. It's not this thing, but I'm telling you, you can, what should we say? You can be, it won't aggravate further. If you are having this thing, cancer at say stage 2 or something, it won't aggravate. Definitely there are chances of that. I know a person, a neighbor, who did meditation, pranayama, yoga and everything when she was having a thing at about stage 3 cancer. She has improved and she has gone back to almost normal. Another 3-4 months of proper medication and meditation. And her enormous willpower. I think willpower is definitely required. Willpower along with meditation and all the basic yoga practices. Yoga is a secular word. Yoga is not a this thing. It doesn't belong to Hinduism or something like that. Yoga is a generally secular word. And meditation, of course, it's a secular word. And then you should do that. Pranayama, yoga, meditation, all that you should do to get a control of your life. You can control your life than getting controlled by your mind. See, the child is there in the mother's womb. It is in a state of meditation. Buddha is in a state of meditation. And this woman is attempting to enter into that state of meditation, which is without a thought. This is where the void, that is the formless, is where the life begins. This formless gives rise to form. This is something I wanted to tell you during the course of this talk. Void is where, that is the void is the formless. We don't see the formless here. We see there is nothing there in the formless, but this formless, that is the spiritual aspect of the formless energy which we are talking about, gives rise to form. This void here gives rise to this onion which is with form. The formless gives rise to form. And another important thing I wanted to talk about is the musk deer. Since we go all out in search of happiness and joy, it is similar, akin to that of a musk deer. The musk deer is represents the enlightenment. The musk deer seeks solitude. It represents purity and devotion. Look at this. It can live in captivity for 30 years with no food, but only air and water will be sufficient for it to survive 30 years, such as that one can live only with spiritual nourishment. It is akin to saying that one has to be spiritual first and other things will all follow. See, the musk deer, it's another example of the musk deer. It smells something, a beautiful fragrance. For information, this musk is taken out of a gland from this musk deer, which is helping us to produce the musk. Musk is a very famous thing for scented bottles and perfumes. It is very famous for its smell perfume. So this musk deer smells a beautiful fragrance coming, but it doesn't know the source of smell. It is going here, there, everywhere in search of the smell. It follows a trail, it follows the forest, it follows so many paths, but finally it's unable to smell from its source. The source is coming from inside. Similarly, we go outside in search of God, not knowing that God is already present within us. We have to, if you see the posture of Swami Vivekananda in a meditation pose or Buddha in meditation pose, the eyes will be slanted towards the solar plexus, that is the center of the body. They will be concentrating on the God within. They will, of course, there are God outside also. That is not an issue at all. But God is inside also is what? This is a similar representation. The musk deer goes out and smell of its fragrance coming from the gland of its body, not knowing that the smell is coming from the gland of the body. It goes out in search of the smell. Similarly, God is present within all of us. We go in search of God everywhere. We go to 1,000 kilometers away, 3,500 kilometers away, and all that in search of God. When we know that God is here right deep within us, not that I don't advocate to say that you should not go 1,000 kilometers away to see God. No, God, that is there. But all the time, God is within you. God is within you all the time. And you take your God and meet that God also. No issues at all. This is a story of the business tycoon meets a meditation guru. I'm calling somebody by name RKN Mangal. RKN Mangal is a very famous, it's just a small, this thing, it's a name I have given myself with a very funny initial. So he is a man, a tycoon, who is great in his industry. Maybe let's say it is a pharmaceutical industry. He is a billionaire. He has factories everywhere in the world, and he is so very prosperous. He has aircraft. He has so many luxury houses, yachts. Everything has got. But finally, he finds that something is missing in him, as that that nothingness is missing in him. He doesn't name that, but he wants to learn meditation because his friends have told meditation works. So he goes and he hears that one doctor, one meditation guru is there in the Himalayas, in the Shivani hills of the Himalayas. So off he goes to the Shivani mountains in the Himalayas. The name of the sage is Raman. Raman was a great meditation guru and a very spiritual seeker. And so he goes in search of people with about 10 bodyguard help around him. He goes to the Shivani mountains in the Himalayas. Off he comes to India and then climbs into the mountain, and he reaches the place with the help of a guide. And he reaches the place and he finds that there is a small hut. And in front of the hut, there was a small deer skin. And then on the deer skin, this man, this sage Rama was sitting and then meditating. and he was closing his eyes, and he was at peace with himself, with the energy just brimming along and then flowing sideways. All that, he was able to feel the energy of the rishi, of the sage, flowing, getting transmitted along all the sides. So he observes for a while, and then he's getting a little impatient because time is running out, half an hour, 45 minutes. And how long can a business tycoon wait? He can't wait, no? He's got other things to do. He has got a schedule at 2 o'clock, meeting some conglomerate tycoon like him. So like that, he had a lot of appointments, but he then settles down, and then, okay, people around him say that you have to wait until this man wakes up. I think we should not. But the ruffle of leaves and the slight murmurs of people around makes the sage open his eyes and said, and this Raman opened his eyes and saw that there were a group of people standing in front of him. He asked, "What do you want? Who are you?" And then somebody introduced RK.N. Mangal as a chief CEO of a large pharmaceutical company. And then RK.N. Mangal came forward and said, "Don't you know me? Don't you know me? I don't know you. How will I know? How will I know you? I'm RK.N. Mangal." This sage got a little irritated. "That's your name. Tell me who you are." "Hey, RK.N. Mangal, I'm the CEO of this ABCD pharmaceutical company." "That is your designation. CEO is your designation, and ABCD happens to be your company name. Tell me who you are." And he said, "See, I studied in Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, everything. And Annamalai University also I studied. That is all your thing, your education. But tell me who you are." And this fellow started thinking, my father actually started business in a small way. And then he made it into a slightly bigger one. And I made it extremely big. You're talking about your antecedents, your father, your mother, your hierarchy, all that stuff. I'm not interested in all that. Tell me who you are. And then this fellow said, my son is a very famous soccer player, and he plays for some state and some thing in New York. I like that. That is your son, and this thing and all that. Now tell me who you are. You haven't told me yet who you are. Then this fellow is getting totally fed up, and then sweat was profusely trickling around him. Even when they were in an altitude of such a height, he was profusely sweating. And then he finally said, "Sir, I humbly say I'm nothing." Then the sage Raman said, "This is where we begin. I'll teach you meditation. Sit down." So, saying that who are you? People ask. I am the MD of this ABC company. I am the spiritual guru of the BCD company. I am no, you are just a human being living a spiritual life. I think humility is so very important in spirituality. Humility, getting down. You don't have to wear so big clothes and flash your car and this and that. You're just nothing. The existence can take you just like that, like a tsunami. It can take you in a second. You can become a pauper. One has to remember that humility is such an important factor in spirituality. So that is the case of this RK.N. Mangal. A similar story, a professor goes to learn meditation from another guru. And then he talks about the professor wants to learn meditation. So off he goes to meet his, somebody had said guru. And then he goes in search of this Zen guru. And then he sees him. And then he says, "I want to learn meditation." You know what? In physics, I have a Nobel Prize winner, and he talks about his invention, about his papers, and he talks about his product. He talks about so many things, and he never talked about meditation, that he wanted to learn meditation. He never uttered a word. So this monk said, "Wait a minute." He went inside and then brought a cup, and then he had a tea boiling, and then he started pouring the tea into the cup. The cup got filled up, And then he continuously went on filling the cup, and the cup was brimming, and then it was flowing outside the cup, and this tea was spilling all over all sides, and it was running outside the table. And then this Nobel Prize winner, he said, what? Stop, stop, stop. That's enough. That's enough for me. It's getting wasted. Then this man said, the Zen master said, this is what things are. At the moment, your mind is so full that even if I teach you, nothing will go into your head. Unless you empty your cup, I can't fill it up because your cup is already full. So once you learn to make your mind empty, can the existence be fed into your mind and fed into your soul? So until then, nothing can enter your mind, and you come after some time. Once you empty your cup, you can come to me. I'll definitely teach you meditation because I'm here only to help people out in pursuing their spiritual journey. So emptying the cup, because a lot of people say, already this fellow will start saying, I know. This one, no, Indian team, no, my God, they are useless. They are not at all up to the mark. This fellow should not have been selected. Everything you have a solution. How to rule India, they have a solution. How to manage this thing, they will have a solution. So everything they have a solution. I think one should empty their mind and start looking at people from the other, hearing people from the other person's perspective also. So this emptying the cup is so very important. And faith is the connecting link between God and you, because unless you have faith, spirituality does not matter at all. Spirituality doesn't come into picture at all. Faith is the connecting link. See here in this, it says, the caption says, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Here in this picture also, slightly you can see that you don't see the full staircase. It is a little dark on the top, but you see the first step. Faith is taking the first step. I'll tell you a small, not a story exactly, but it is something which happened. My friend's pilgrimage, I would say, around River Narmada. My friend was a captain in the army during the Bangladesh war with India. India liberated Bangladesh from the hands of Pakistan in the year 1971. So he was a captain in the army. He wanted to go on a Narmada Parikrama. So he was a yoga teacher himself, but he was a captain in the army. He was a yoga teacher also. And he did yoga every day. And he had so much of faith. He wanted to do this Narmada Parikrama. He took permission from his higher up and then went through the Narmada Parikrama, taking 6 months leave. The length of the river from Amarantak to the mouth of the Arabian Sea is about 1,310 kilometers roughly. He wanted to go and circumambulate and then come back, which means that it is 2,600 kilometers long. And at those times, there was no phone, you should not take any money. That is the kind of this thing they have taken. No money, no credit card, no phone, nothing, and barefooted, no shaving, no combing, nothing, just one pair of dhoti extra and one pair of shirt extra. That's it. So you have to walk. So on a particular day, he was supposed to go with 2-3 people, but finally those 2-3 people also dropped out. So he was the lone man, and he set out on this arduous task of circumambulating the river Narmada. Started from Amarantak, which is at an altitude, then it started going, and then he went, every day he walked 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers. You'll find a village, and invariably all the villages are all innocent people. They gave him food because this is the way people walk, circumambulate river Narmada. So circumambulating this river Ganga in Haridwar is also possible, but this is the longest, and Narmada is also as sacred as Ganga, if not more sacred. So he walked this entire 2,600 kilometers in 131 days. He said, I did not starve even one day for want of food. That's that much of faith. That much of faith. That's so much of faith. Not one snake bit, because he was walking all along the banks of the river Narmada, not inside towns and villages and bunk shops and potikadai and all that. No, he was walking all along the paths without any slipper or shoes or sneakers, anything, nothing. Barefooted. He was walking, and then he went, and in 131 days, he completed 2,600 kilometers of walk. And he said that he hasn't gained 1 milligram weight nor lost 1 milligram weight. And he was fed almost all the days except once or twice when he went without tea or coffee or food. So this is faith. Faith is also in 1969, you might remember that Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin and Collins, they set out on a mission. The Americans had so much of faith in God, even in their coins and their notes say that in God we trust is the caption that is found in the US currency even now. So faith, they had faith that these three people will come back. They flew the rocket into moon, and it's about 4 lakh kilometers. 4 lakh kilometers they did in some time, and then they reached, and then they all came back in one full piece. So that is enormous amount of faith. Faith can move mountains. Jesus said, even if you have faith like that of a small mustard seed, you can move mountains if you have as little faith as that of a mustard seed. So this is faith. Faith, if you have, that is the connecting link between you and God. Another, I was telling you about Ashtanga Yoga, which I practice, which I love actually teaching people or telling people. See, it doesn't happen just like that, this meditation. Oh, I'm doing meditation, 12:30 onwards to 1 o'clock, don't disturb me. I'm going to do meditation. Meditation, first of all, is a noun. It's not a verb. You can't do meditation. You can say, I'm going to meditate. That will be a better way of saying that I'm going to do meditation. You can't say that. The sentence itself is wrong. I am going to meditate is a far better way of saying than say that I am going to do meditation. So that doesn't happen like that. Anyway, that is English grammar. Here, the 8 limbs of yoga was invented by Patanjali, the master of yoga. In fact, yoga was started by him, and then it branched out into so many other things and all. But these are the fundamental things. That is, these are the yamas and the niyamas are the most important thing, which sets the basis for any human being. Values, the values people imbibe internally. I think these are the things. Ahimsa is the most important thing. Absence from violence. Violence of talking also. Violence with action. Violence in talking. Then comes Satya, truth at all times. Asteya, non-stealing. Brahmacharya, freedom from domination of senses. Aparigraha, non-grasping, non-greedy. These are difficult. These are all difficult, but everything is possible. Everything in this life is difficult, but everything is possible. If you set your heart and mind towards it, everything is possible. And Saucha, purity of your mind, purity of your heart. Your words, your actions, and your mind and your thoughts should all be in sync. That is purity. Purity in thoughts, purity in feelings. Santosha, happiness, cheerfulness. A spiritual person will always be a happy, cheerful person. Contentment, so very important. If you're contented with whatever you have, it will be good. If you're not contented with just your Benz car and your bungalow, but you aspire for more, that is greediness. That is not cool. That is the contentment. You can have your Benz and your big bungalow, but you can aspire for more. Be happy with whatever you have is very, very important than just go on accumulating and always wanting more and more and more and more and more. I don't know what people, even in the last days in life, he will say, the man will say, invest in this, it will get good returns. Like that only they will say. Tapas, austerity. It is, austerity is, what should I say? Burn, that is, if you burn fire, no, the dross and all those things evaporate. You do pious things. You do pious things. That is, when you sit in the seat of meditation, the heat burns all the unnecessary impurities away. That is austerity. Swadhyaya is self-study. When you do self-study, that is by meditation, you turn your mind inwards. That is Swadhyaya, that is self-study. And Ishvara Pranidhana is surrender to God. There is somebody there up on the top. We don't know who it is. We know who, but we know so there is something, but we don't know who. That is some Ishvara or a force of all forces that is there. We should respect that force, whoever it is, be it an atheist or an agnostic or a theist. I think there is a force and we should surrender to that. That surrendering is a very, very important part in our spirituality. Then if you do all these things, you are coming to the third posture, that is asana, that is posture, hatha yoga. Hatha yoga is a very, very simple thing when your body moves and then your at the point of maximum stretch, you will feel, what should I say, there will be no thoughts. That is a time when existential force will enter you. That is a simple enough way of understanding Hatha Yoga. At the point of maximum stretch between when you stretch your hand like that or when you stretch your leg like that, you go to the position of maximum stretch and you will feel a sort of, there is no breathing at all. That is the maximum stretch, you don't breathe. And that is the point of, what should I say? That's the point of no thoughts. The time of no thoughts is the time when spiritual energy enters into you. And then pranayama. Pranayama is breathing technique. That is, you regulate the breath. You regulate the breath. Slowly, this time inward so much, outward so many counts, like that. You do this regulated breathing is called pranayama. Pratyahara, sense withdrawal. You have just like a tortoise. You need to withdraw your senses within. The senses have to be withdrawn. See, when a tortoise is approached, it smells something dangerous coming. So you should just close your eyes, then close your mouth, close your ears, everything. You should sense withdrawal is what Pratyahara means. When you want to go into that state of samadhi, samadhi is the final state. So pratyahara is also a very important state because it withdraws all the five senses away into its shell, just like a tortoise when it smells danger or when it sees danger. So you need to withdraw your senses. The next comes dharana, focus. When you focus on a candle, here in this figure, you can see that this guy is focusing on the light which is emanating from the solar plexus on his body. So this is the, that is, you can concentrate on a candle also. You can concentrate on a figure of God also. Anywhere, dharana is focus. You concentrate on a bindi. You stick a bindi there on a computer screen or on a wall or on a, anywhere. Then you concentrate, keep on concentrating. Even you write a letter A and keep concentrating there in that letter A. Concentration, concentration, concentration of that letter A, and don't change that A. Tomorrow also you should concentrate only on the day. Go on concentrating, and then automatically you will be led into dhyana, meditation. Meditation doesn't happen. Meditation doesn't happen by itself. Meditation is a process through dharana. If you do dharana, if you concentrate on something, then you will reach this place of meditation. Dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. So concentration will lead you to meditation. You can't meditate directly. You should concentrate on something. And once the concentration is gone, automatically your mind will just, from outwards to inwards, it goes. And then you will be going into the place of dhyana, that is meditation. And then finally, it goes into a samadhi. That is, you reach the place of samadhi when you become one with the whole. And that is all what is our human purpose, is to reach God. God made man in his own image. And it is for us to actually go back to his state, who produced us, because he produced us in his own image. And we have to reach him so that we get absolved from the cycles of death, birth and death. The four parts to yoga, we might all be knowing about this karma yoga, the action of active action and selfless service, bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion, raja yoga, the yoga of last three steps of the eightfold path, which I told you just now, jnana yoga, the yoga of the will and intellect. Out of this, karma yoga will be a good start for all of us. People who want into want to go into the spiritual line, we don't have to shun away material. You can continue to earn. You can continue to do whatever you do. But surrender mentally the fruits of action to God. That's all, nothing else. You can enjoy your money. You can do all sorts of things, but surrender everything to God. Yeah, surrender everything to God. You continue to buy your Benz. You continue to buy your or do a pharmaceutical industry or do anything for that matter. The attitude is what matters. Attitude. Surrender everything to God. All the proceeds of everything, I think you should surrender to God. And a very, very easy, simple technique is this, the connection between mind and the breath. If you're angry, you can always see your pulse in your watch. It goes up to 94, 125, like that it goes. Okay. And then supposing you want this watch to show you 72, which is normal, if you start controlling your breath, if you observe your breath for about, say, 5 minutes without doing anything, just keep observing your breath. Observe your breath. Observe your breath. Do nothing else. Don't think about what made you angry. But if you control just watch your breath for so many minutes, say 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 10 minutes for that matter. Watch your breath. Watch your breath. And that will give you automatically, it will bring down your thing to 72. So, and by observing that is the breath, you can actually regulate your mind. The mind can be brought to peace. The mind can be brought to peace with your breath. It's the mind and breath connection. I'll tell you 3 stories. No, not 3 stories. It's only 1 story. Sorry. Yeah, a Chinese king was very disturbed. Although his country was doing very well, he was still feeling very, very unhappy. Something is not all right. He was reflecting. Something is not okay. Something is not okay. I'm not at all at peace with myself. I'm not in a tranquil place. I'm not serene. I'm totally I'm very, very uncomfortable. I want, he told his minister, I want a picture drawn by an artist which shows, the caption should be true tranquility. That is what I want. Then the minister set up on his job of finding out the right architect, right painter. And he called upon 3 very, very good painters and then told them to draw pictures of pure tranquility, true tranquility. You make a picture and then come back within about, say, 1 week's time. All the 3 of them left. So at the end of the 3 days, then the photographs were all shown to the king in this sequence. The first one showed a mountain, a woman sitting there, facing the lake. It was so beautiful, a serene atmosphere. Superb it was. And the king said, oh, it looks very good. It looks quite tranquil. Yes, we'll go to the next one. Next one shows a cool guy sitting with a cooling glass on a just settled on this one, a snow-clad mountain. It was so cool. He saw that it was so good to see that the place is so tranquil with absolutely no noise. And then the hail or the storm had all disappeared, and it was just after the snow had fallen, and it was a very tranquil place. He felt, oh, this is better. It's very good, beautiful. Then he saw the third photograph. The third photograph was near a waterfall. And the minister apologized. King, I'm very sorry. I don't think that the artist has understood the gravity of the situation. He wanted something and he has said, he has given some bird and things like that, waterfall and something like that. It's a lot of noise there. No, I think I'm so sorry about it. I think you can go with the first 2. One of them you can select. Then the king was about to discard this. Then suddenly he said, no, I want this one only. Then the minister was surprised. Why? What makes you go for this, king? Let me ask you. The king said, see, disturbances are there in the atmosphere. For us also, it is not very clever to run away into the mountains for seeking peace. we should be here in this present minute with this with this enormous turbulence. We should be tranquil in our mind, and you can see that the bird is so tranquil. The bird is so tranquil. It is feeding the food into the birds, the chick's throat, not minding the clutter, not minding the noise behind the whole scenario. It is dropping, it is that is feeding food to the younger ones. I think this is the best thing. It is not to be very calm when things are very calm in a hill station, or a mountainscape, or a lake view or something like that. It is to be calm when things are not going on right. So this is the photograph, which I think to me is the best description of true tranquility. I have a lot of slides, Gopi. I think I will stop here. I think I can continue afterwards. We can ask, have a few question and answers, Gopi.
Sure, sir.
Gopi?
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. I'm there, sir. Sure, sir.
I think we can go with that. I don't know how to go back to this.
Okay. First of all, thank you all for joining us today for the 222nd AABN's weekly webinar. A heartfelt thanks to Mr. Ramkumar for sharing such profound insights and inspiring us with this journey. We hope you found today's session meaningful and thought-provoking too. See you next week for part 2 of the 10 Rings of Life Leadership. Until then, stay inspired and take care. We'll now take questions from the participants. Participants, you may please unmute and ask your questions, please.
Kumar, I you the first question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yes, we hardly live the life on our own terms. From childhood till today, I am 65. We are always pandering to others' needs, wants. So how do you pursue what you are saying? There are so many there are so many conditions. When you are young, your parents want you to be they want you to be religious and all that, but they don't want you to take up spiritual path. They want you to study, but not do what you want. I mean, they want you to study what they want. Then you grow up, you cannot marry whom you want. Somebody will decide whom you have to marry. Then children, then you pander to children. You do Sirasasana, child will call, Appa, my special classes there, I cannot, Then you have to stop all your asana and run. Now, at 65, I have to take care of my mother. Now, when do we start? I mean, when do we find time for doing what we want? Because all these people, you take whoever it is, whether even religious people, I mean, mythological people, Jesus Christ, and or historical people, they don't seem to have any connection to the family. They do whatever they want. We are all the time, whether I want or not. Now my daughter is married, I have to pander to the needs of my sambandhi. What they want, I have to know. Thing. So the never ending. No, I'm just asking a question. I think others will also relate.
Yeah, I can quite relate to what you're saying, because of the parents enforce the children, not reinforce. They enforce the children what they didn't become. They want their children to become. See, you didn't study very well, but you want your son to study very well. Okay, like that it goes. It is making that person. Enforcement is what I'm trying to say. Enforcement is wrong. Actually, you can't. It is like evangelizing. It's like evangelizing against your will. You do something which is absolutely wrong, which is considered wrong. That's all. And the most important thing to come out of this is the free will. You use your free will and say that I'm not marrying this girl. I'm not going to study aeronautical engineering. Just because you wanted me to study aeronautical engineering, I'm not going to study. I like only biology. I am going into biology. I think that free will is something which some people develop, some people, they call those people rebels. But unfortunately, those rebels are those people who make it in life because they know exactly what they want. And the willpower is what I think is the guiding factor for anyone to actually do what they want. They have to not follow the crowd exactly, not follow, they should fall, they should follow what is there in their minds. Dil se. In Hindi, they say, no, from your heart, I think you should do what you were meant to be. Your Swadharma says what you want to be, I think you should become, not what other enforcement comes first. I don't know whether I've answered your question or not, but nevertheless, you should have a free will, is what I'm trying to say.
It's very difficult. I mean, unless, because see, take Buddha, he simply left, he didn't abdicate actually. I remember the lecture, the DGP gave. He simply left. In fact, Ragula, his son, Yasodhara wanted him to ask his father, Buddha, for the throne because he didn't abdicate and go. He simply left. And I remember that lecture when in AUAC, he said, he simply gave that begging bowl to Rahula. He says, this is a possession I have. Now I can imagine if I give begging bowl to my daughter, she will, she will throw me out of my house. She will want, not only for her, for my son-in-law also she wants something.
No. See, it's all individual's perspective. Buddha remembers his lifetime when he was as a buffalo. Buddha goes back and he knows what he was when he was a buffalo, when he was born as a buffalo. He remembers that far. And for him to actually abdicate his throne, abdicate or leave his family and leave his Rahula and all those things are all for the world good. Because if he had told his people that he was leaving to the forest, they would not have allowed him for sure. They would have shut the gates and he would not have been allowed to go out at all. He was thinking for a solitude, a search in terms of finding himself, getting enlightenment, and then finally teaching to the world what so many good things have happened because of that. But his one family, that is his house, that is house and the palace, he abdicated it for considering the world good and for his own good. That is the search he was destined to do, or he had the will to do. Exactly, it is all about the will. It is the power of the will. People will say so many things here. People will say so many things. I want you to do this. I want you to become a cricketer. I want you to be a musician. Those things will all come from outside. But how you take it and how you take it forward they are two different things altogether.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yeah, sir. My name is Ramkumar. Sir, Shrugopi, can I
tell me,
ask you a
Shiv.
question?
Yeah, please go on.
Yes, sir. Sir, Mr. Ramkumar, I've listened, to your this thing today. Although there was some internet interruptions. So my way, I want to go by doing as much service for the people.
Yes, sir.
Society. That way,
Yes, sir.
I want to proceed that way. Although you said to do meditation, if I want to go through, by doing intense service to people in various ways.
Yes, sir.
Is that a right approach or?
Of course, sir. Of course, meditation you can do. See, there are two things, sir. Here, meditation, it's for you, sir. Service is for everybody. Service is the best way forward.
Okay.
Service, not just at 65 or 60. Service can start even when
Yeah. So I've been doing whatever I can by distributing.
You're doing a great job, sir. Continue doing that.
The last 30 years I've been doing. So just wanted to know whether my approach I should change or I can continue.
No, sir. You're doing a great thing, sir. You continue to do and touch the hearts and minds of many people. Yesterday, during the Independence Day, I was the chief guest here in a building society. So I was telling people here, see, in a small way, you should contribute to India. I told those people who are all well-to-do people, I told them, take care of your child, if your maid's children, be it a son or a daughter or whoever, you please take care of them. Take care of their studies, because finally education is what I think will open the hearts and minds of people. So take care of them in a very small way. You can contribute to the growth of India, to the growth of humanity.
So I'm focusing on.
You can do any service, sir. Any
Yeah.
service, be it parting with your money or parting with your knowledge, skills, everything. I think anything is welcome, sir. As long as you do something good for the society, everything is welcome, sir. That is a part of yoga.
My focus is distributing saplings and implementing rainwater harvesting, sir. That is what I'm focusing more.
Sir, that is taking care of the ecology of the planet. I think you're doing exceptionally well. Continue to do it, sir. It's a very, very important thing, sir.
Thank you,
Because
sir.
the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The
Yeah.
second best time to plant a tree is today. You're doing the best thing. You got it, no?
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Got it clear, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Gives me confidence.
We'll connect, sir.
I have a question, Ramkumar. Before that,
Yes, sir.
I loved a few of your sayings. Gods are human beings only. And then faith connects you and God. Willpower comes through meditation. Faith is the first step. I really loved the session. But you said formless gives rise to forms.
Yes.
Ramalingam Swamigal was once asked, you said the Arut Paranjodi, the light is the God. But why did you write so much poems on Lord Vinayaga, Lord Muruga, Shiva, and even Vadiyudayaman, etc.? He told, first I see God in forms. Those paths slowly led me to understand later that God is formless. Okay, so how can you relate that formless gives rise to form? Because some contradiction is there. Right?
No, actually, I'll tell you what. See, even I showed you the picture of an onion.
Yeah, right. Onion is
a banyan seed, onion or a banyan seed or anything for that matter. Everything is formless. Even our evolution of the earth, if you take, or if evolution of the universe, if you take, there was nothing. It was a void. It was void. It was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Then something came into picture. That something is the object. So earlier, 14.6 billion years ago, it was nothing there. There was a void. There was nothing there. Then some people say it is a Big Bang. I don't know what it's all about. But fine, the formless gives rise to form is a universal statement. It's not from me. It is from the higher people who have meditated in the mountains of Himalayas for long periods of time. They've also said formless gives rise to form. It's not my theory.
Okay. Thank you. It was very wonderful session.
Thank you, Pa.
Hi, sir. Sir,
Please, sir, please go. Sir.
Vikram Sri, yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Sir, coming to the spiritualism that is getting connected, it is very difficult to connect when you are going through a materialistic life. People in the society are feeling very tough to connect to spiritualism. But through the yogas that you mentioned, that Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Raja Yoga, which yoga is very easy to get connected to spiritualism?
Karma Yoga, sir. You do your duty and surrender the fruits of action to God. That is easier. That will be a good start, actually. Hello?
Vikram, you there?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir. I got the message.
Because if you start doing something, even your work for that matter, you're working somewhere in some office or doing entrepreneurial, some job or something you're doing, sir. Sir, you surrender all attitude only. It's just not a question of anything. You surrender everything, the fruits of action to God. Whether it materializes or not, you surrender. I have done my work, God. You please take care of the rest. That's all. If you go with that attitude, you will have enormous peace. See, peace is what finally everyone wants.
Okay.
The goal is to be at peace. What else one wants? Nothing else, no? Peace is what everyone wants. That comfort, all those things are all byproducts. The money is all byproducts only. Finally, the end goal is enlightenment, And on the way, you get all sorts of these things. So I think to me, I think I started off even without knowing whatever I am doing. So I did what I did. I did karma yoga in that kind of a selfless spirit. I started doing things and things fell into line. And you won't believe, if you are spiritually connected and if you practice all the things that I've mentioned, that is the niyamas, yamas, and all, follow all those things, you will, your energy levels will be so high, as I'm going to talk about it in the next session. Your energy levels will be very, very high. For example, I'm telling you, I live in the 7th floor, okay? And I'm waiting, I have to catch a lift. I go out of the house, I see that the lift is coming or coming from the 14th floor to the 8th floor to the 7th floor. Just like that, I go and it is there in the 7th floor. You will be meeting the right people in life. The signals will be green. Everything will be happening to you in that way. Believe me, trust me, I am telling you with experience. If you are spiritually connected, things will fall into place for you very easily.
Yeah, very true.
Things will fall into place.
Okay. Actually, I happen to know a lot of things through spiritual masters.
My
That
voice is breaking, sir.
Bhakti Yoga
Vikram, your
is
voice
the
is breaking.
easiest
Sir.
way to get connected to. I mean, now.
Sir,
One second.
come again.
Can you able to hear me now, sir?
I'm able to. Yeah.
Actually, through a lot of spiritual masters, what they propose is Bhakti Yoga is the easiest way to get connected to spiritualism. What's
Sir,
your take on
each person on their own, sir. Each person has, that is, some people who have devotion coming to them automatically very easily. Bhakti Yoga will be the best. For people who do service, I think Karma Yoga will be the best. For people who read a lot, who can actually intellectualize the whole thing, Jnana Yoga will be the best. And for people who can easily meditate, Raja Yoga will be the best. So it depends on an individual. You were asking me a question, which yoga will be best? I thought Karma Yoga will be best because you are already doing Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, you are already doing Karma Yoga. You are always doing some kind of action or the other.
Okay. Agreed, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Anil sir, Anil Goswami sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. So I want clarification with great humility that when we say I want to have free will, some people say you are very adamant, you are not flexible, and you don't want to sacrifice for our needs, our family needs, and you want to go in your alignment. So now young couples I am seeing, because of some differences, there are large number of divorces are going on these days. So how to educate these people, these type of people? Yes, thank you.
Yes. No, free will in the sense it should not affect relationships, sir. Free will in the sense what you want to do, which will not affect other people, is what I'm talking about as a free will. Not to do something. That is, I'll tell you how Swami Chinmayananda defined freedom as. Freedom is defined as something to do things that you think which are incorrect to do. Is to do things that are correct to do and refrain from things which are not incorrect to do. So you should choose a path wherein you should do all the right things and not affect somebody's sentiments and all that. But other people's sentiments aren't just alone the only factor, but you should consider it in the larger perspective. I think it's based on a situation to situation basis. I think by and large, but if you try to satisfy all, you will satisfy none, sir. That is a rule in life. If you try to satisfy everybody, you can't satisfy anybody. But finally, at the end of the day, you should consider your peace as very important, and harmony in the relationship is also equally important. You should take a standpoint in between so that your free will is also taken care of, your relationship is also taken care of, everyone is happy. A win-win situation is the most important thing, I think. I would possibly say a win-win situation, sir, is what I'm trying to say. Free will, yes, but at the same time, a win-win situation also. These two things will have to go side by side if there is a relationship involved.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello. This is
Yes, sir.
Balasubramanian.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to give a statement.
Yes, sir.
Non-religious beliefs are notably more prevalent in developed countries compared to developing nations. Several factors contribute to this trend, including higher levels of education, access to information, and the embrace of liberal values. So developed nations often exhibit stronger secularization trends with a decline in religious appreciation and practice. So I need, just your view on this. Second thing, you said by doing meditation, one can reduce the blood pressure, glucose, and improve sleep and all. And I say I'm against this. We can't do that. So eating all sorts of unwanted food like fried items, pizza, burger, fried chicken, and a white rice on the three meals everywhere. You cannot control your pressure or glucose. You have to control your food and do a regular exercise. That is the only way out of reducing these sorts of things. And the age of 63, I don't take any medicine because I'm doing myself in a controlled way of having food.
Superb, sir. Sir, I'll tell you, I'll answer your point, sir. First of all, congratulations that you're not taking any medicine, because you're one among, they say, maybe 1,000 who are not taking any tablets. It's very good, very great. Congratulations. Keep it up. May always you won't take any medicines in your lifetime. That is one thing, sir. And you are perfectly right. That is controlling your salt, sugar, and white rice and chicken, burger, pizza, everything will be the first step towards controlling your BP or your sleep because what you eat is something which I always very firmly believe in. So you are absolutely right. But definitely, even if you take all this, if you do meditation, you will be slightly better off controlling your BP, controlling your blood glucose and your sleep pattern. Definitely it will improve. But this is not the only factor, but definitely you need to cut down on all the whites and also your unnecessary binging on chicken and all sorts of oily things and fatty things and protein rich things. I think food is very important, a very important controlling factor. You are right, sir. So I don't have to say anything more than that. And with respect to people who are not so religious or something in foreign countries, I would say how happy they are, how peaceful they are. They are not at peace with themselves at all. Do you think they are peaceful? Do you think Alexander was peaceful? Alexander the Great, who from Macedonia in 326 BC came to India and finally found Diogenes, who had nothing but had a loincloth, and he was telling Alexander to just move away because he was blocking the passage of sun. And he wanted to take Diogenes along with him to Macedonia. Why? They are not at peace. They are always wanting something. That is the major issue in for people in this life. What is it? How does it make it? How does it make you different when you have 1 billion rupees in your bank account or 3 billion rupees in your bank account? You can eat only this much. You can drink only this much. You can have whatever. I don't want to say anything more. But what is it? You have the simple spark of life in you, and if you have so much of money, donate. Liberate yourself from this. That will give you more pleasure and more happiness and more joy than those people whom you are talking about. You know how many divorce cases take place abroad? And how many divorce cases take place after second marriage? Just see the percentage.
See, when you talk about peace, say even I am not peaceful here. The temples are built in the platforms. And these Adi months, throughout the speakers are become very, very, very dangerous in and around my residence. So even I'm also not living in peace here.
No. That is, I was not telling about that, sir. I was talking about spirituality. My subject was on spirituality. I'm not telling about anything about Adi month or playing loudspeakers. No, sir. I am also not for that. See, religion is a private affair. You pray to God and get out of the place and then just go home. You don't make evangelize, you don't play it loud so that other people will also follow what you say. No, I don't advocate that. Definitely, I won't advocate that. It's a personal business. Religion, to me, it's a private business you have with God. That's it. God outside. Spirituality is God inside. Inside your house itself, you can do all whatever you want to do. That's all, sir. I would say it's not. To me personally, I'm saying, although it's on a broadcast, I don't have a problem in saying that I don't like crowded places anywhere. Theaters also, or standing in a queue for long lengths of time to see that 1 second God. No, sir, I don't. I also don't advocate all that. To me, I connect with God here and there, here and now itself. But supposing somebody calls me to a temple, I definitely go if the place is not crowded. Definitely, because it's my personal thing. I like old temples. I love going to temples. I go to God and pray to myself, as I will be telling you the story next week. Sir?
Please go on.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
I think food and exercise are yama and niyama.
No.
Whereas meditation is the fourth level, no? Because what you should eat, I mean, or what you should not eat, and what you should do, that is like, I mean, that is the first two levels, right? I'm just trying to understand, because you should not eat burgers and parota and all that. That is your yama. You should do exercise. Niyama. No?
No. Yamas and niyamas don't have anything to do with your burgers and and all that. Yeah, come on, hey, come on, Vishwanath.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Am I understanding it? I mean,
Yama are all fixed observances, and ethics. Ethics and these two things don't come into this yama and all these things.
No, because don't do and do. That is yama.
Yeah,
and
that's all.
So
do something. That's all. They don't.
Isn't eating burgers come under don't do, and do exercise come under do?
That is specific. Yeah. See, you are born into a family which takes certain types of food. No, you can continue to do. That's not a problem at all. That's not what I'm saying. They can continue to do whatever they are doing. That is not specified here. You can do whatever. See, you are born in a family which takes such kind of food, such kind of activity. You can continue to do. You can continue to do. But, well, it's all a very subjective matter.
I was thinking maybe.
Okay. Jagan, would you like to add anything? Jagan? Jagan, would you like to add?
Yes, Gopi. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting session. Very useful. Thank you. Thank you, Ramkumar. It's a different perspective. Of course, we're all going through in a different dimensions, but they're very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So kind of you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Tausif. Yeah, tell me, Tausif.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. It's a really different perspective from religion and spirituality. Thanks a lot for showing a different and another way of view. Thank you so much.
Oh, welcome, sir. Tausif, welcome. Thank you so much. So kind of you, sir, to share.
Ramkumar, it was excellent speech, Ramkumar. I liked it. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you, Pa. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Ajendra, would you like to add anything?
Yes, sir. Good session it was. Some basic thoughts, actually understood a few things like religion and this spirituality difference and stuff. How it will map to the leadership qualities, that I think I'm happy to hear in the next session.
Definitely, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, because this is the foundation. Piles yeah. We have piles, and then we raise the building. Correct. This is the foundation.
Yes.
This is the foundation. See, that's why I took almost one session, and it's not over yet. I am
Yes.
now 1 hour and 15, whatever, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Now I have only about 60% or 70% of what I wanted to convey. Another 30% of this is pending, which I'll talk about it in the next thing. And then how the mind, the intellect, the inner engineering, what I'm talking about. So how this will affect in the world outside is I'm going to be talking about financials. I'm going to talk about how you manage stress. All those things will manifest in the world outside is what I'm trying to. I'm making a platform from wherein you can raise the structure.
Yeah, thank you. Great.
So Manivanan sir, Haripriya, would you like to add anything? Anyone else? Sundarajan sir?
Now, next time, sir. Next time.
Yeah.
It is enough today.
Santanam?
Today, very.
Santanam sir?
Yes, sir. The whole session is peaceful, and we have achieved peace through this session for the long 1.5 hours.
Thank you so much, sir. So kind of you, sir. So kind of you, sir. Thank you.
And once again,
tell me,
my sister who was admitted in COVID hospital, she was doing practice along with 20 other patients, yoga and meditation for 2 days. And all of them get discharged completely in 2 days in the COVID period. This is one effect of meditation and yoga, what we have experienced. Thank you so much.
So much. Thank you. So kind of you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, they'll come to the end of the session, sir. Ramkumar sir, we'll meet again next week.
Seripa. Same time next week. I'll continue with where I have left, and then I will continue with the other things also.
Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So kind of you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Gopi. Thanks, Super.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anugam, thank you.
Sir.
Santanam wants to say something.
Yes, sir. Santanam, sir, you want to say something, sir?
Hello, am I audible?
Please.
Of course.
Sir, actually, from a student's perspective, the spirituality, how it can be used in modulating the character and formation of students, actually. I mean, yes.
No, spirituality is, first of all, I think it's a discipline. It's a discipline. See, it turns your mind inwards. You don't do wrong things. As a student, you have so many avenues wherein you can start going astray. If your parent takes you to the church or to the mosque or to the temple, you will be sort of a discipline. You won't do wrong things. You won't get into bad company. Similarly, if you teach spirituality, your mind will get purer and purer from a gross to a subtler. This thing, your mind will become. You will be attracting those kind of like-minded people only in your life. This is where I think it will come into real usefulness, because finally it's all about usefulness of spirituality. What is the point in doing being a spiritual person? And there's no point at all if you don't get results. Being spiritual gets very good results because your everything is all about frequencies. Everything is about energies. So if you have good positive energies in the form of, say, religion, going to a temple or any place of worship, or doing meditation or doing any kind of all spiritual activities, you will have that kind of frequency in your mind. You will be vibrating such frequencies outside, like a transmitting tower from a TV antenna, and then you will be attracting such kind of people all in your life. So which creates you becoming a Buddha, or following the Sangha of the Buddha, or following the teachings of the Buddha. So you'll be attracting very good people in your life, and being with good people makes you do all the good things in life. This is it, sir. Simple.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And from the yoga perspective,
yes, sir.
If we are taking the case of students, is it the karma yoga which is best suited for them?
Sir, I didn't get you the last sentence, sir. What is the last sentence?
I mean, if we are taking the yogas in the student's perspective, is it karma yoga which is best suited for a student's community?
Actually, meditation will help because students community, they can actually, you know what they can do? They can do some service like cleaning the beach for that matter, or doing some social activity like that, or they can go to the temples and have a bhakti yoga and attitude, or meditation Raja yoga attitude. They can do what is suitable for them. It's their own perspective, because whatever they are good in, I think as a parent, I think we should get them more into that. If they're fond of going to temples, devotion will be a good thing. If they're fond of doing service, doing some community service, karma yoga will be a good place. If you're good in meditation, if you're doing this asana, those things, Raja yoga will be a good thing. So, and if you are a very, what should I say, you're a very intellectual person, very thoughtful person who has a beautiful discriminating capacity, one could become Raja Yogi.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Ramkumar, sir. SRK, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gopi. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Gopi.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
a lot,
you.
Shanmugam. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.